remarks went to vetting and the extreme efforts that you're doing for vetting. I want to know what you're doing to protect those journalists. One just recently released the other day, after 4 years of detainment by the Russians, talked about the way he was tortured and physically abused and psychologically abused. These are journalists that are there. These are people trying to bring the word of democracy to people that have not. What are you doing to support these journalists? What attention? I didn't notice it in your opening remarks. That should be first and foremost. What are you doing to protect these people?
I agree. I think the safety and security of journalists is very important. I was a journalist in my past profession, and so it's critically important, and I don't think that they've done enough to protect them. I'm thankful that recently, in the last few days, one journalist who was being held was released thanks to President Trump. And, you know, I think you need to ask RFE, Radio Free Europe, what they're doing to protect their employees. I just got to the agency 3 months ago, and what the question is,
I would like to know,
why are we hiring,
Matt, if I may, reclaiming my
why
time.
are we
I'm
hiring
reclaiming
more
my time.
Americans?
I'm reclaiming my time, Mr. Chairman. You know, it's sort of like blaming the group that's advocating for these people. What are they doing? I'll tell you what they're doing. They've simply asked for a meeting with you.
It's hard to meet with somebody when they're suing you.
I have a letter that I'd like to ask unanimous consent be put in the record from the president of Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty, the president of Radio Free Asia, the president of Middle East Broadcasting Networks, dated April 30th, simply asking for some kind of communications or meeting with you regarding these issues of detainment. I'd also like to put into the record an article that says audience in Iran and the Middle East surge as funding for Fatah and Allura amid East Israel is in jeopardy. If you look at what's happening, and you look what happened since the bombing occurred and since the war occurred, you just see dramatic increases in the listenership, just proving how vital this is to people that aren't getting other messages. Radio Fatah traffic surged 344%. The Instagram account, 62.5 million increases, a rise of 77%. These are things that are necessary, and you are cutting the agreements. Thank goodness the courts are saying no to you. But why would you ever want to do this here? Why would you not? Why do you better say, I want to know what Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty is doing to protect the journalists, when the U.S. and you have a role in doing it, and you won't even take a meeting from the people that want to meet and discuss the dangers to these journalists. I hope that you will take that meeting, and we get a confirmation for you by the end of this hearing, that you will meet them soon and discuss this issue. People's lives are in danger trying to tell the truth. I yield back.
If they would drop their malicious lawsuit, I'd be happy to meet with them, but it would be really stupid to meet with someone who's suing you. And, you know, this is a gentleman who makes about $310,000, $320,000 off the backs of hardworking Americans, and is suing our agency. We've given him all.
An official who's making money off the backs of Americans when we have a commander-in-chief making the money he's making. So I don't.
President Donald Trump donates his salary back.
Gentleman yields back.
Thank you.
The gentleman's time has expired. This is submitted for the record. I was glancing through it, and just FYI, I'm going to keep reading it, but I don't actually see a request for a meeting with Ms. Lake in the letter, as was referenced. I see bring to her attention, but no request for a meeting in this letter. But I'll let you know if that changes as I read through it. Representative Perry is now recognized.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Lake, would you care to answer the question further, the last question further? Do you want to expound on any of that?
Well, I think it is difficult to meet with people when they're suing you. It just isn't advised. And if any attorney would tell you, you can't sit down and meet with somebody who's launched malicious lawsuits against the agency, naming me in those lawsuits. So it'd be ill-advised to do that, obviously. You know, we do not have a current grant agreement with RFE, Radio Free Europe, which was started